Hello, this is Greg Patuk with Awakening with the Xin Xin Ming. This week's lines from the Xin Xin Ming are quite deep, and I feel like they're pretty heavy, so there's a lot to unpack with it. So I'm going to read the entire phrase to you, and then I think we're going to just take it, maybe one line at a time and really deal with that, and then come back to the other lines. So the lines that I want to read to you are: when you try to stop activity by passivity, your very effort fills you with activity. As long as you remain in one extreme or the other, you will never know oneness. Those who do not live in the single way fail in both activity and passivity, assertion and denial. To deny the reality of things is to miss their reality. To assert the emptiness of things is to miss their reality. So you see, there's a lot going on there this week, and this might take perhaps a couple of weeks to fully go over and for us to live through and to be mindful of. The line that I want to really focus on is the first part of the line, which says, when you try to stop activity by passivity, your very effort fills you with activity. As long as you remain in one extreme or the other, you will never know oneness. Those who do not live in the single way fail in both activity and passivity. And the first thing that I wrote, when dealing with this was, when mindful in the moment, extremes are not held because of the nature of the balance. And when we are one with the moment, and we are just living and being in that moment, are we truly being active or or just, passive, like lying around, or, some might say not doing much. Perhaps someone might see you and say, oh, that person's being lazy, or, oh, that person is so busy. Can that really happen whenever you are one and in the moment? Because when you are in the moment, then, as I said before, there are no extremes. Everything just is, which is true centeredness. So if the moment holds for me to perhaps sit and reflect on something, or sit and just have my mind, be quiet for a moment, or to look out at the trees or the ocean or the lake or the clouds, or watch the birds, fly around, then that's what the moment holds. And it's not me trying to get out of work, or be lazy or not do something. It's just me listening to the moment and being in that moment and doing what the moment holds. Just like, for instance, I need to do work on my computer, or pay bills, or run errands, or take my child to ball practice, whatever it may be. I'm not constantly telling myself, I'm busy, I'm busy. Look at me doing, look at me being busy, look at me, or, whatever it might be. It's just simply, yeah, I'm paying some bills, or yes, I'm in the moment, totally connected, running an errand. And you can be doing, or you could be perceived to be not doing, and still be totally connected, to your higher self, and being in the moment, and not having to label yourself as active or passive. You just are in that moment, just being, and whatever comes your way is what you're up to, and it can just be that way. So our lives here on earth are full of moments where maybe we do just want to sit and just be quiet and connect with ourselves and settle ourselves down. And if that's what you really feel, then that's what the moment holds for. And it's not like we are talking to ourselves saying, be still, let's rest, let's not move, let's sit on the couch. Because in doing that, as the Zen Zen Ming says, you're actually creating activity, because your mind is still racing. You're not in the moment if you're telling yourself constantly to do that. Hey, I'm tired. I need to do this, or I should do that. The need tos and the shoulds, might take over on you. And, you're busy, busy, busy. And you might say, I really should take a break. All right, let's set. I should take a break. I should do this. I should rest. Okay, don't think. I shouldn't think. Let's not think about what to do. I just need to rest here and not think and rest. But that whole time you're you're doing something. You're constantly having your mind race, and you're constantly trying to coerce yourself to rest and to not think. So you're thinking about not thinking, and you're making lists of things not to do, which is doing, which is totally activity. So in trying to not be active, you're probably stressing yourself out more and being more active than what you would have just been doing. So, or if you're sitting around and you start to feel like you're being lazy, or you start to feel as if you're not doing as much as what you should, then you probably say to yourself, I should be doing this, right? I'm tired, but when I really think about it, I should be cleaning those dishes in the sink, or I should be organizing the junk drawer because it's getting out of control, or man, I could be calling somebody to talk about something, right? Instead of being in the moment and just allowing yourself to be in that moment, we're putting ourselves out of the moment, because instead of just allowing the passiveness to happen, or just allow when you were perhaps perfectly content just to sit there and rest and to be fine, then your mind starts to create narratives, and it starts to tell yourselves the shoulds and the coulds and the, oh my goodnesses, this isn't getting done. But in the same instance, that's what's taking you out of the moment, is your mind creating these false narratives of what you should be doing, when what you should be doing is, if you're truly connected to yourself and you're listening to yourself, if the moment calls for just sitting and resting and contemplating, or not thinking and just being, then just enjoy that. Or if the moment, when it comes down to it, requires you to go about and do something, whether it be to run errands, or to clean something, or to do this and that, then that's what the, being in the moment requires. You're not being in one extreme or the other. You're not sitting on the couch, lazy, eating chips, watching movies, binge watching movies, saying, well, I'm in the moment. I'm just not being active. I'm being totally in the moment, just being, right? Because that's an extreme, and that's not what we're talking about here. Or if you're constantly busy, 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 running, 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 doing, 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 saying, I'm happy serving these people and doing this and doing that, then you're also using that spiritual trip, to talk yourself into being busy, which is counterproductive as well. So there is no extreme, one or the other. It is whatever the moment holds for, is what you're doing, whether it be active, whether it be not active. And then whenever we're allowing ourselves to be that way, those labels tend to go away, because now you're just being. You're just being in the moment for whatever the moment calls for. This is Greg Patuk with Awakening with the Xin Xin Ming, and I cannot wait to see how I perhaps get into the mode of activity or passivity this week. And I will be talking to you later this week about things that I've thought of, or moments that I've run into that have taken me out of my moments. And I hope to hear from you as well.